Queens, it's Christyonna, and welcome to the second episode of the Fem Nextdoor podcast. Today we have somebody here with us that is a very classy, educated woman and has newly became a new mother. So everybody, welcome to the podcast, Christyonna.
Hey y'all.
So basically just introduce yourself. Tell us about yourself.
Okay. I'm Christyonna. I go to Parkway. I just recently became a mother of twins. And yeah.
Okay, so let's play a little game called This or That, just to kind of break the ice and, see where you at on the spectrum. Okay? So, McDonald's or Wendy's?
McDonald's.
Chick-fil-A or Cane's?
I'm gonna have to go with Cane's.
Cane's?
You like
No.
Chick-fil-A?
You don't like Chick-fil-A?
I mean, I like it. It's just not, I don't know. That's just not something that I can see myself kind of like just eating every day. My sister loves Chick-fil-A, but I'm kind of like a Cane's chick.
Okay, you can have it. Nicki Minaj or Cardi B?
Cardi B. I know Nicki Minaj's been in the game a little longer.
Exactly. Yeah.
I don't know. I like Cardi B.
I'm a Cardi B girl too. Nap time or stroll in the park?
I'm gonna have to go with nap time.
Why nap time?
I mean, I guess when they're getting their naps in, that's time for me to get my little sleep time in. Cause when they up at night, they're up. Like I'm talking about, ain't no putting them to sleep.
And they don't play no games.
No games. They get down.
Okay, period. Let's just start where it all started in the beginning. When did you find out? And did you know? Did you feel something, or was it something that you was just like, I need to do this? I need to take.
Okay, all right. So me and the dude broke up a little while. I'm gonna say probably at the end of May, and this was closer to the summertime. And I was at home one day, and it was going on for a while. Every time I eat something, I feel like that it just makes me sick, and I don't know something. It just told me to just take a pregnancy test. So I DoorDashed myself a pregnancy test because nobody was here, and I didn't want to tell my mama like I think I need to take a pregnancy test because I was scared myself. Right. So I took it and it was positive. I threw it outside in a big trash can because we wasn't gonna let nobody see that. And we went to sometimes during the summer. Well, we'll go to my uncle's house in New Orleans and stay with him for a little while. And his fiance is she's white, and ever since he didn't got with her, he just started eating weird stuff like you're black, you're not one of them. So they was just eating weird stuff down there. And I thought that I was getting smaller because I wasn't eating. I knew I was pregnant, but I just thought that it could have been a possibility that the pregnancy test was lying. But I just thought I was getting smaller.
Took one?
I only took one.
Okay.
And I called my mama when I was down there, and I told her that because my sister told me that I look like a healthy crackhead. She said I was getting small, so I told my mama that I was getting smaller and something didn't seem right. So she told me whenever I came back home from New Orleans, we'll go to the doctor if I wasn't getting back to my normal size.
Right.
So we went to when I got home, I started getting bigger, and my mama thought that I was constipated. So she kept taking me back and forth to the doctor. And 3 days after my birthday, we went to the doctor a final time, and she asked them if they'd give me an X-ray. In order for them to give you an X-ray, you have to take a pregnancy test. So I took one, and the lady came in the room, and she told my mama to step out the room, and the lady told me that I was pregnant. And I was like, oh my God. And she asked if I wanted to tell my mama or did I want her to tell her? And I told her that I was going to tell her, but I wasn't going to tell my mama no time soon.
Oh, so that's so sweet of her. Okay, this is my question though. When you got home and got back bigger, they didn't get no blood work for you? And then when they got the blood work, they didn't say that you were pregnant?
Well, when she came in the room, she said, she was like, you want us to tell her or are you going to tell her? And then I told her that I was. And my mama came back in the room, and my mama thought that they was going to give me an X-ray. And the lady said, y'all are good to go. And she got to go upstairs. At LSU, upstairs is where you have to go and check on the baby and stuff. And my mama know that because when she was pregnant with us, they still had it up there. So Right. She looked at me and she was like, so you pregnant? I was like, oh my God. And by the time my mom about that, she delayed. I hate it because it had it on the paper, like the appointment I had to go to and everything. And the lady told her anyways after I told her that I was going to tell her. And I was like, oh my God. So we got on the elevator. We got on the elevator to go upstairs. And she was just looking at me. I really thought my mom was going to backhand me. Like, she was just looking at me like she wanted to hit me. I was like, oh my God. So she just staring at me.
Okay, so did she like come in? Did she like come into it or come into accept it? Well, she kind of had to.
Yeah.
But how was it after that? Was she just surprised, or did y'all have like a talk?
She okay when we got in the car, she just she said she was of course she was disappointed because nobody's gonna be okay with a 16-year-old daughter being pregnant.
Right.
So she was just like it is what it is, and she was like you did what you did, and now you gotta deal with the consequences. I was like I already know, but she was disappointed, and after a while she just kind of just got over it. I was like okay, you cool, I'm cool.
Okay, so tell me, like, when she found out and y'all talked about it and stuff, did you feel better? Like, was you more excited about the babies, or was a lot of things like going through your head, like school and like other people's opinion?
That, that was yeah. I felt better after my mama talked about it because I'm not gonna lie. My mama is I'm not gonna say my mama mean, but she kind of strict. I thought that I was under the convenience that she was gonna I thought she was gonna put me out honestly, and after that I just felt better after we talked because I thought that she was gonna put me out, but now I know that I got the support I need, so now I'm okay. I don't have to do all that stress.
How did you tell your baby daddy that you was carrying
Oh,
his? Let's move on to there. What was that experience like for you? In what order did you tell people? Did you tell? Was it your mama then him, or was it your mama and some family members?
okay. Whenever I got back from the doctor that exact day, the day that we found out,
Mhm.
I called my god sister because my god sister got pregnant at 15 too. So she was the first person I called because I wanted to know how she felt and what kind of advice that she could give me.
Right.
And I told her, and then um, of course my mama she went and told everybody, and then and I got
They don't do that. They is gonna do.
yeah,
They ain't gonna keep
and
nothing quiet. They gonna tell everybody.
yes, she told my grandma first, and then she ended up going to my daddy job today. She told him, and he cried. And then
Oh,
she told her best friend, and her best friend kind of raised me too. So she cried too because nobody expected it from me, and I feel so bad because I feel like I just let everybody down. I got my. I'm not. One day I was sitting in my room and I told my sister I was like I don't know how I'm gonna tell so and so, and she was like you want me to tell him, and I was like I guess. So I went and got I went and
no.
got in the shower, and he had a football game today. And whenever he said that he was on, she texted me. She said I got something to tell you, and he said I'm gonna call you when I get home. So he called her. Well, no, yeah, he called her, and they talked about it. And then when I got the shower, I kind of didn't. I was scared to know what his response was, and they got off the phone, and I asked CJ what he said, and she was like, he said that he got off the phone, and I guess he was in shock. He got off the phone, and he texted her, and he said, "Holy Lord," he got off the phone, and he told her. It can't be. You know how long it's been since I talked to Yana, and I'm like, it don't matter how long it's been since we talked. It wasn't that
Woo!
long ago when we,
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly. Okay.
So
Because don't play.
yeah, and his little brother. Okay, so me going to Parkway, I got our bus is an out of district bus,
Okay.
so we got to pick up the kids from Elm Grove that's out of district too.
Mhm.
So us picking them up, his little brother was going to Elm Grove at the time, and he'll sometimes come sit in the back of the bus with me. I didn't think that he knew, so I called my sister one day and I was like, "Should I tell his little brother?" And I told him, and then he was like, "He already knew." He said he knew before I knew. How I'm pregnant before I even say anything? So he goes
That's
on to tell him how his brother told him, and I was like, oh, okay then. And then that's when he goes on to tell me that my baby daddy was happy and how he got off the phone smiling. I'm like, but you just said it can't be, but now you happy about it. I'm just
ooh,
like,
that would have been a little fishy.
yeah.
Okay. So when did you talk to your baby daddy about it? Not just him talking to your sister. When did you sit down and have a conversation with him, and how was that?
So I think the next morning when I got up to get ready to go to school, I
Mhm.
had looked on Instagram so I can text him.
Mhm.
When somebody block you, it say user not found. I said, oh, so you didn't block me. I was so mad. Like I really went to school. My eyes was bloodshot red because I'm crying. Because you didn't block me because I mean, hey, I didn't lay down and have sex by myself. We did it together. So don't
Right.
And then one day, okay, so one night, and he didn't unblock me. It had been a while. And he only blocked me because he had a girlfriend at the time. I don't care nothing about that. Um
Baby, you got
one night,
feet.
yeah, you
Exactly.
sitting up here chasing behind the girls. That's not. I'm not rocking with it. So
Okay.
one night I went to sleep, and when I got up, I jumped up because I felt like something was crawling on me. So when I got up, I turned the light on, and I looked on my bed, and my sheets was full of blood. So I'm the type of person, I don't like waking my mom and my dad up about they sleep. So I was gonna go back to bed and act like I didn't know until they got up the next morning. But luckily my dad got off at 1 in the morning and my mom had to go get them. So I went in their room to tell them, and I was so happy because both of them was wide awake. And I told my mama that I had blood on my sheets. And she came in there and she called the ambulance and they asked if when they was on the phone, the lady was like, if she feel like she have to pee, tell her she gotta wait. So they came and they was like, since you feel like you don't have to pee, it's nothing really too major. So they asked if I wanted them to take me or my mama, and I told them I'd rather my mama take me. So we get to the hospital, and I think I was in there for about probably 3 or 4 days, and just so they can make sure everything was okay. And I think my second day in there, my baby dad unblocked. Well, he didn't unblock me. He called me off his little brother phone, and I thought it was the little brother calling me. And
yeah.
I answered the phone and he was like, what's up? Don't try to act like everything okay. Like you just didn't block me about some weeks ago. That's not okay.
You different, baby. You sat there and waited, baby. I would have been in his house. Where you at?
His mama texted me because his mama didn't know. So his little brother told his mama, and his mama called his the little brother's like, my mama's gonna call you. I'm sitting here scared, I'm shaking because I'm trying to see what she's gonna say. So she called me and she like, you got something you want to tell me? No, baby, your son got something he want to tell you. You're not my parent. I don't have to tell you nothing.
Exactly.
Your son should have told you. And I told her that I was pregnant by her son, and she was like, okay. She was more happy than I was. Why are you happy? So we talking, and she was like, well, I'm gonna save your number and I hope you talk to me more and all that. And we hung up, and my baby daddy called me right after a couple of minutes after that, and he was talking to me. He was like, my mama said that you was naming them, you had names for them already, and she told me to ask you. I didn't even want to tell him because you didn't even think they were yours. So
exactly.
And then exactly. So why are you interested now? And he was like that his mama told his mama not gonna let him be a deadbeat, and he didn't want to be. I can't tell you didn't want to be one. You wasn't claiming him at first. Now you all of a sudden you just dad of the year. No, sir. Mm-mm.
So like, okay, here's my question. Do you think it could have been like a shock factor thing? Like it can't be like maybe he just couldn't believe it at first, and then because you know how you say his brother said he was happy and stuff like that. Maybe he was like, no, it can't be. Then get off the phone and was like, yeah. Like, do you think it was that? Or do you think like it did? But I can see where it could have been different because he blocked you after that. He wasn't trying to hear nothing. So do you feel like maybe there was this state of shock, or he wasn't trying to claim him?
I honestly feel like okay, when we was together, he always thought that I was cheating on him, and I really thought that he thought that I might have had a baby by somebody else, and I didn't think that it was in shock. I think that he just tried to pin the baby on somebody else, and that wasn't what it was.
Let's go back to where he unblocked you. What was it like? Did y'all have a conversation then, or like what was the dynamic when y'all actually sat down and say, this is what we're gonna do, we're parents now and all that?
Okay, so whenever he unblocked me, he started checking on me more, and he don't want to know when the doctor's appointments was. But whenever it was time for me to go get an ultrasound, sometimes it was in the morning, and he still had school. So whenever I go to my ultrasounds, he'd be like, "You want me to go?" And I did want him to go, but sometimes it was in the morning and all of that. And he asked like when they get here, like, "What? How we gonna do this?" Like I told him that he can come over here and see his kids if he want to, because he literally stays not even 5 minutes away. Like you can walk and come see your kids. And I told him, my mom told him whenever they get older, you know, they can like stay over there on the weekends and stuff. But I'm not really rocking with it.
Yeah. No, not yet. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, and what else? Yeah, he just check on me, but the checking on me, it wasn't every day. It'll come like he'll check on me. Say he'll check me like Monday. I won't hear from him again till like Thursday. And I feel like he was trying to make time for me and his girlfriend, but no, we don't do that. We don't do that. Your kids, and you think you finna talk to me when you want to? No, if you trying to make time for both of us, I rather you just keep your little distance and do you, because I'm not. No.
Was it any like deep conversations? Was y'all meeting up and talking like, or it was just he gonna check on you and you gonna tell him how the appointment went and that was that?
Yeah, I would. Yeah, it wasn't none of that. You don't have to see me because we're not together. But you know, right. As long as you around and making sure I'm okay and all that, and I just act like you just don't give a fuck. But you know, that was it. And I mean, whenever I was in the hospital, he did come up there a couple times, but you know.
What is going on through your head? Because I know a lot could have been going on. What's going on through your head, like mentally? Like let's start off with the home life first, and just you and your own self, and then move on to like social media and school and public and stuff like that.
Okay, so you know how after pregnancy you have postpartum depression. I don't know, I was depressed during my pregnancy because it was a lot going on. Everybody was just, I feel like everybody was mad at me, and
Mhm.
I'm not gonna say everybody in the house. I'm like outside of the house, like other family, like nobody really called and checked on me except my grandma and people that I feel like should have been checking on me. Nobody really asked how I felt, or I can't say my older cousin, my girl cousin, she made sure that I was okay, and my grandma. But nobody that should have been checking on me was checking on me. I just feel like that I had to be outside the house because when I was in my room, I just feel like I wasn't really being in that room. It just made me a lot more depressed. I don't know. It's something. It was just something about that room during my pregnancy that made me depressed. Just sitting there. So I just feel like that I had to get out and do stuff. I didn't really care about people too much seeing my stomach outside of the house because I mean it is what it is. But you know, outside like in public, people just I feel like people just eyeballing me, just like, damn, how old is she? And I'm like, just mind your business. It don't have nothing to do with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that just be eyeballing me down. And I just had to get used to it.
We just started school in August. You said you found out in May. When you started showing for real and people started having these assumptions at school, where was your head at then? Were you scared to come to school, or like were you like, I don't really care, just mind your business, or like what was that like for you?
Okay, we're gonna start off like this. So y'all know how homecoming at Parkway is in sometimes October.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got asked to homecoming, and
Oh, yep, I was there.
I had discussed with the boy. I told the boy that I was pregnant, and he said that it was okay. Now, my mama grew up with both his parents. Both of his parents, they went to high school together.
Okay.
So my mama called his parents one night to make sure that everything was good for homecoming, make sure that everybody had everything. And I still didn't have my dress because my stomach was getting bigger, and I couldn't really find a dress that I was comfortable with. So
Yes.
his mama offered to buy me a dress. And my mama said that she had it and everything. She was just at work. She was just busy and she was gonna get to it. And the lady was like, okay. And I didn't know that my mama told his parents that I was pregnant. He never told his parents. I told him, but he didn't tell his parents.
Yeah.
And his mama, I guess whenever my mama got off the phone with his parents convinced him not to go to homecoming with no more because I was pregnant and still in high school. Mind y'all, me and this boy had talked about dating and everything. And he texted me and he was like, we can still go to homecoming, but after homecoming, I'm not comfortable with being your boyfriend. I was like, wow. We talked about it, and now ever since my mom and got off the phone with your parents, you don't want to go no more and you don't want to be in a relationship. And I was just like, wow. So I
So
told him, if you're not comfortable with being my boyfriend after, I'm not gonna make you even more comfortable and let you take me to homecoming. I'm just not. That's weird.
yeah, so like, what did that do to? Did you tell him you was pregnant and then y'all was talking about dating before the parent situation, or was it y'all was talking about dating then you told him you was pregnant and then the parent situation happened?
I told him I was pregnant, and then we started talking about dating.
Okay.
And that's when his parents got that. But you know what? Fuck it. After I feel like his parents had no right to judge me because his people started having kids when they was in high school. Like most of their kids are grown, and you got the nerve to sit up here and judge me and try to tell your son that he can't go to homecoming with me no more because I'm pregnant in high school, and y'all started having kids when y'all was in high school. No.
Yeah.
And and after that, nobody at school really knew that I was pregnant.
Mhm.
So after with him had went downhill, everybody started coming up to me asking me if I was pregnant or not because he was running his mouth. So after a while, I'm just like, wow. So then that happened. And then once at Parkway how they had them little bake sales and stuff,
Yeah.
me and my friend Raven was standing in line. And
I
Raven
know, right?
said she
Also,
Raven
my
said
friend, I know, right?
Raven heard one of his friends say, I just feel so bad for her. And she walking around here like everything okay. Why are you what they gotta do? And then they freshmen, like, why are you talking about me? Please just stay on a child's place. This don't have nothing to do with you. You all in my like you're all in my business. So then after that, everybody was just asking me if I was pregnant. I was just like, fuck it, yeah, I'm pregnant. And then I was trying to hide my stomach, but then after all that had went down, I was just like, we just gonna let it all show. I don't even care no more. And that's how being at school pregnant was.
So you saying you didn't care, but like, did it affect you at all? I know you said you didn't care, but like, did it affect you like from the point where he was like, he don't want to talk to you no more, do you think that was him, or you think it was his parents, or you think it was both? Or like,
I really honestly feel like it was his parents. And why I say that is because, like I said, we had already talked about it. You knew I was pregnant, but then once I guess whenever my mama got off the phone with his people, they got in his head, and then he just said that he didn't want to be my boyfriend after. And I was like, hey, whatever. And then whenever he told everybody I was pregnant, it was all adding up because my mama said that whenever they was in high school, it was this one girl that was pregnant and she was trying to cover up her stomach. And he unzipped her jacket and was showing everybody that she was pregnant. So you're teaching your son how to be a bully because that's what you were doing when you was in high school, and that's what your
right,
son doing. He's being a bully because it's bullying because I'm not saying nothing to you. I haven't done anything to you, and you're going around here telling everybody I'm pregnant. I didn't. If I wanted everybody to know I was pregnant, I would have went on the intercom and told everybody I was pregnant, but I didn't. You went and told my you went and told my business like I told you to.
okay. When I found out, when I actually nobody told me. I kind of see it because when you know how every time we see each other, we was hugging, and your belly would press against me. I was like, what is this? But I didn't say nothing because I wanted to respect you. I didn't want to. I didn't want to be like I didn't ask no questions because I was like, until she says something, that's when she says something. When you announced it, that's when I was like, that's when I reached out and was like, I hope you feel good and don't worry about what nobody else thinks and stuff like that. And yeah, so I just want to say I don't judge you. And if you like anybody else judge you, baby, just know I don't. And you can come to me anytime. Where were you mentally again preparing to have your children?
I was scared. I was really scared. Like I didn't know. It took us a while because we didn't have nothing for the babies. I was just, and I'm not gonna say I was glad that they was born early, but I kind of was because we had time to get everything. Because me, mentally, I wasn't ready to have kids because I know it's gonna sound harsh, but whenever I found out that I was pregnant for real, I told my mama that I wanted to get a baby up for adoption. But my mama told me that was gonna hunt me every day in life. And thinking about it, twins get separated sometimes, and I didn't want them to, find each other in life and wonder why I gave them up. I'm 16. I'm not.
You're not
I
ready.
wasn't ready to them.
You're still living your life.
Yeah, I had a lot of stuff that I wanted to do, and my grandma told my mama that I can still live my teenage life because I still am a child. Just because I have kids don't mean that I can't still go out and live my teenage life because I have a lot of support at home, and they don't mind keeping the babies while I'm gone.
Yeah, I love that for you. Okay, so as you're getting closer and closer and closer with now, as far as your health complications, how did they was that scary? Was that a scary thing for you too? On top of having them in general, like did you ever feel like you was gonna die?
So whenever I was going back and forth to the hospital, my placenta was on top of my cervix, so that means I couldn't push them out. So they told me that I had to have a C-section at the time, but my mama was telling me that after a while they told me that my placenta moved and I could push them. I can do it natural. And my mom was like, "You gonna have to go to the library and read up on having babies vaginally because I didn't push either one of y'all out." And whenever it was time for me to have them, I was losing a lot of blood. And whenever I got up from my C-section, the lady told me that I could have died because I was losing so much blood. And me having all them health, I thought it was gonna either come out wrong with my with the babies or anything. And I was just so scared because I didn't want nothing. I'm already 16. I don't need to be young and then have kids with a disability or anything. So that was scary. But they came out healthy and I was okay then when I know that they was okay.
Okay, so moving on, when you actually had your children, where was you at mentally and physically?
Mentally, whenever I did have them, I'm not gonna say all my depression went away, but I began to be happy again because why wouldn't I be happy? I got two beautiful kids and life was going good at the time. And me and my baby daddy was, I'm not gonna say we was besties, but we was getting there. We was all right, but yeah. And physically, I had shook back real fast. I had lost all my baby weight, kinda, and then I was out there. And when they came out the NICU, it was a party, and I went that same night. I didn't feel I wasn't hurt or nothing. Like I had a C-section a month earlier, and I was outside. Like I'm just like this is nothing.
Like you did not just drop into the baby. I ain't gonna lie, girl. I heard a little speculation. Everybody was like, "Why she outside? She just dropped the baby." Like, I'll be like, "Baby, she shook back like 6 bread did."
Because she is out.
Yeah, she is not. She is not letting that stop her. After you had the babies and like they was home and stuff, what was the dynamic like in your household? What was it like with your baby daddy? What was it like with your mama? What was it like with your friends?
My mama, she switched her schedule around at work so she can be at home with me whenever my dad at work, and they just switched their schedules around so somebody be home with me, and I'm not struggling because my sister ain't no help. And yeah, she was they switched their schedules around, and it's about my baby daddy. He he walks over here sometimes to see him. Or, sometimes on Sundays we'll go over there after they get out of church and we just go over there and chill because I'm not letting them go over there by themselves.
Right.
And yeah, we just go over there and we sit down for a little while, but yeah.
What are you scared of with leaving your babies with him?
It's not it's not that I'm scared. My mama, it's really my mama. My mama, so during the time I was pregnant, my baby daddy he had multiple females. And my mama didn't want Noah around, him having them females over there. But one of the girls who was dating, she wasn't even supposed to have no boyfriend. So I wasn't worried about her. I wasn't at the time, he was dating her. So I didn't really too much care about them going over there then because she can't even go nowhere. So I know you're not over at the house. Right. So I was okay with it. But my mama, she don't like the fact that he be talking to all the females and she just, I don't know.
She don't want that around your son.
Yeah, and I understand.
Let's get into babies. What is it like being a new mom? Like, what is it like with your kids?
It's different. It's real different because I was always the person that say I'll never be a teen mom, and I turned around and I had 2 kids. And this is why you don't sleep with somebody who got twins that ran in the family, because I never knew that twins ran in his family. And when I got to the doctor for my first ultrasound, they said, "Yep, it's 2 in there." I was like, "Yeah,
it's 2."
Yes, I cried my eyeballs out because twins. It's already bad enough I'm pregnant at 16, and you gonna tell me I'm pregnant with twins? I was just so done. I was like, "Oh my goodness."
Okay, so run me through like a day with them. What is your mommy routine with your kids?
Okay, so this is how we do it over here, and this is how it's gonna stay until they get a little bigger. So I get so me, I'm new to this. I don't really know too much. And my mama tells me to, make sure when they crying, make sure they change first. And if they still crying, they might be hungry. So that's how we do that. And I give them a bath. We only bath them 3 times a week because, they don't go nowhere. So you can't be funky, We give them a bath sometimes, and they'll go to bed probably like 9 or 10. And if you feed them and change them, they'll be okay for the rest of the night. And they'll probably wake up at 6 in the morning and it just start all over again.
What? Okay, so like, do you add school on top of that? Like, what you like? Are you in school? Because I never see you. Or you still doing virtual?
I'm still doing virtual. Okay. I'm still doing virtual. Okay. So whenever they get...
don't know, because it's a new semester, so we got new classes. Yeah. And I don't see half the people I had classes with last semester, so you already know. But I be a little confused. Don't do me. But
so whenever they get up at 6, I stay up with them for a little while. I feed them, change them, put them back in the bed because they'll still be sleepy. And I give me a little nap. And I'll probably get up probably like 9 or 10 and start doing schoolwork. And I'll be done I'll do me a couple of lessons and just when my mama off on Wednesdays and Thursdays, we'll just get out the house and go do stuff with the babies. And
what kind of foundation do you want for your kids as they get older? Like, you being a teen mom, what do you want to instill in them that, you're still learning, basically, but what do you know that you have learned that you want to instill in your son and in your daughter? Because I know it's probably different. Like, what is it like with a son and daughter?
Oh, geez. It's for me to have a son, I can't really, I can't raise a boy by myself because I'm not a boy. So I can't teach you what boys supposed to do because I'm not a boy. Your daddy's supposed to teach you what boys supposed to do. And that's why I really wanted my baby daddy around, because you a boy, you can teach him everything that a boy's supposed to know. Nova, on the other hand, I'm a girl. I can teach her how girls supposed to respect themselves and clean themselves, and how you keep your hygiene up, and how you respect yourself. I can't teach a boy.
A boy needs to respect himself
and keep himself clean, but
keep his hygiene up as well. Is there anything else that you want your kids to know, like when they get older?
Okay, just I had a baby. Well, I got pregnant when I was 15. So you gotta learn how to respect yourself, because obviously I wasn't respecting myself enough not to tell him to use a condom. You just can't. When they get older, I'm gonna have to talk with them. You can't just be around here just having sex with anybody, because It's a
But I
lot
mean,
of
he
stuff
was
going
your
on.
boyfriend at the time, so I mean,
Yeah.
it wasn't just anybody to you.
Mm, but you see, him being my boyfriend at the time, we were still supposed to use a condom because we're not even supposed to be having sex, but you were still supposed to use one because you still got STDs and AIDS and stuff going around.
Do you wish it was better between you and your baby daddy?
I tell them that I do want to not we don't have to be together, but we can co-parent. You can come around. We can still be a family and co-parent at the same time. You don't have to just keep your distance.
Right.
Well, we're gonna get into it. He has so he was at the time when I told you he had a girlfriend, and we wasn't really talking like that, and they were still together, and this was last month on the 4th. I was going to Amore. I was going to Amore birthday dinner, and we was talking. We were talking before I left, and we were talking about being a family and co-parenting at the same time. And he told me that he couldn't make that happen right now. So you can't make it happen because my thing is you sit around here chasing this little girl around and y'all cheating on each other. But you don't want to get right. You don't want to stop being a little boy and realize that you got 2 kids and you don't want to co-parent and be a family at the same time. And it's just not okay.
But could you blame him though? Like, I understand where you're coming from. Like, well, your feelings is like, we need to do this together because we started this together. Mm-hmm. But could you blame him? Because he still got that nigga mentality, that boy mentality. Mm-hmm. He want to do what he want to do. He don't really like. Do you think like it's still like really just thinking him like, damn, I got 2 kids. Like,
and that's his mama told me that. His mama said that it's still kind of hitting him that he's a father, and I understand that but at some point you're gonna have to grow up and realize that you got 2 kids that you need to take care of. I'm letting them slide right now because it's still sinking in, but at some point you're gonna have to grow up and just realize that you got 2 kids you got to take care of.
Yeah, especially when they get like 1 year old or like 3, when they start actually remembering stuff. You start making those core memories.
And that's why I try to get him to be around more because I don't want to start sending them to his house and they don't know who he is.
Yeah.
They're going to have probably when they turn 1, they'll probably start knowing who their daddy is, and you won't have to start coming around so they don't think that they going around a stranger and you telling them that you their daddy and they don't really know.
Let's talk about you. Let's talk about what you want to do with your life.
I always wanted to be a teacher when I grew up, but but growing up, I started to realize, kids is a little too much for me. And now I got my own kids. I don't want to have my own kids then go to a schoolhouse and deal with some old kids. So, but I like kids, and I changed. I didn't want to teaching. It just kind of grew out of me, and now I decided that I want to be a social worker. For those who don't know what that is, it's like how kids be getting abused and stuff. You gotta go to the house and check on them and stuff. I care a lot for people, so I have a kind heart for some people. But I try to that's something that I changed my mind that I want to do. I can leave the kids here, and I can still go to college and get through what I need to get through, so I can get there and start living a better life for me and my kids.
Is that gonna be tough for you if you do want to go to college, like being away from your kids? You think it's gonna be tough, or you think you'll be able to handle it?
That's one of the reasons I got took out of school, because I didn't like being away from my babies. But at the same time, I'm gonna have to just suck it up because I gotta get this money for me and y'all.
Exactly.
So yeah, I'm gonna have to just suck it up and just get through it so we can get this money in and get up out these people's house and move in our own house and do our own little thing.
Next year, it's our senior year. Are you going to come back to school, or are you going to have that experience, that senior experience? Or are you going to be at home with your babies? What is that? What does senior year look like for Christyonna?
I'm gonna come back because I wanna go to prom and all that because I'm still a teenager and I still got a life to live. So I'm gonna come back and go to prom and all that so I can walk across the stage, because you're not gonna mail me my diploma because I ain't mail my work up here, and we just gonna do it like that. I didn't mail my work up here, so you're not gonna mail me my diploma. Right. So yeah, I'm gonna come back so I can go to prom and walk across the stage and do all the little senior things.
Period. I'm glad. I'm glad that you have that option, or you have that control over what's going on with Christyonna. But is there anything else that you want to say, like to teen mothers that may be struggling right now, or like some people that just found out that they're pregnant, or like people that was like, what do you want to say to people that are going through what you're going through?
Okay, so anybody that has found out that just not finding out that you're pregnant, all I gotta say is, tell your parents. It might not be as bad. I thought that it was gonna be bad for me, but it wasn't. I got the support that I needed. Closed mouths don't get fed. You gotta say something at some point so you can get the help that you need. And you never. My biggest fear was when I was keeping it so long from them, I didn't want nothing. I didn't want to have a miscarriage or anything, and nobody knew. So at some point, you have to say something so nothing goes wrong with your pregnancy or anything. And if you're a new mom, if you're a new teen mom, just push through, girl. I promise you got it. I'm getting through it, so I promise you got it. And yeah.
Period. Well, thank you for being a guest on the Fem Nextdoor podcast. I really appreciate you. And as always, guys, stay black, stay fem, and stay proud. And amen, amen,
and amen.
To the end, make a cheese, nitty green, bitch, please, motherfuckers ain't stopping me. Coming on the scene with a tummy heel.